Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope that you all are fit and fine at home. Children, I am DEEPAK Kumar, your teacher, and today we will read the chapter The Ship of the Desert. Children, can you identify the animal shown in the picture? Yes, children. It's a camel. It's a camel. And here also there is an animal, children. And it is a lion. Okay, children. So, children, do you know we call the lion from some other names also? Yes, children. We call it the king of the jungle. And children, why do we call it the king of the jungle? Can you say, children? The lion is called the king of the jungle. Yes, children, because it is fearless, it is courageous, and it has the capability to face any other animal fearlessly. That's why it is called the king of the jungle, because it behaves like a king. And same, there is another name or nickname for camel, and the name is the ship of the desert. Children, why we have used the word ship for the camel? Because it's an animal and ship is a means of transportation. So why we have used the term ship? That's because, children, as you know, ship is a means of transportation and it is used as a means of transportation in big water bodies like oceans or seas. Children, if you have to cross the ocean or the sea, then you need to travel on a ship, otherwise you can't cross it. So ship is the way through which ship is a means of transportation through which we can travel in the sea or in the ocean. Children, in this picture you can see two types of ships, and first is it's a traditional or ancient ship, and this is the modern ship. It's a cruise ship. Now we come to point. Why do we call the camel the ship of the desert? Children, if you have to cross the desert, you know about the desert. It is full of sand. And children, if anyone has faced the situation in a desert, they know it is very difficult to live in that situation. It's a very extreme situation, and the camel is the only means of transportation in desert. Children, firstly I would like to say something about you, something about the ship. You know, the ship has three species, and generally you can see this type of ships. And children, have you seen such species of a camel? You can find the first type of ship camel in in many parts of our country, especially in Rajasthan. And children, this is called one hump camel. And children, this camel is two hump camel, and it is called, children, it is called Bactrian camel. It is called Bactrian camel. Okay, children. So, if you see some such type of picture for the sheep of the desert anywhere, so you should not need to be perplexed. Both pertains to camel, and this is, you can say, like types of camels, or rather say the species. Okay, children? Now we come to the point, why do we call them the sheep of the desert? Sheep. As I told you earlier, ship is the means of transportation through which we travel in the ocean or in the seas. Likewise, it is like a ship. A camel is like a ship. If you have to travel, if you have to cross the desert, you need to travel through the camel. Camel is the only means of transportation in desert areas. And children, it can survive in the climate of desert areas very easily. Children, firstly talk about the feet of the camel. Children, you can see it. Children, they are thick and padded. And that's why the camel can walk or run on the sand easily. And children, the thorns don't prick them. And children, it can bear the extreme heat also. When in the summer season, especially when the temperature is at the peak, no other animal can survive easily, and the camel is the only animal which can live in the desert areas very easily, unlike the other animals. So firstly we have talked about the feet. Now we come to the eating or drinking habit of the camel, and that is, it can take or it can drink approx 200 liter water at a time. 200 liter, you can think 200 bottles of water at a time. And children, it eats so much, and then it can live without water or food about 10 to 15 days, children. It needs nothing when it takes 200 liter of water and food at a time, then it can survive approx 10 days very easily. Now we come to the skin of the camel, children. You can see it's very thick, and in the climate of desert, it protects this animal from extreme heat condition. And children, you can see how it can survive. This is hump. Again, children, this is hump. So children, hump is a place, you can say, like it's like a storehouse. In our house, children, we keep the eating materials for 1 week or 2 weeks, or for 1 month or 2 months. Likewise, it's the storage house of camel, where it keeps it the food items or water safely. So that's why, children, this animal is a unique animal, and it is the only means of transportation in the desert area. That's why it is called the sheep of the desert. Sheep of the desert. So children, now today we will read the chapter The Sheep of the Desert. And children, the chapter has been written in the dialogue form. And children, in this chapter you will see how a camel or a lion talk to each other. So let's read this chapter. The Sheep of the Desert. Lion roaring. Who are you? Camel looking down at the lion. I am the sheep of the desert. Who are you? Children, first lion ignored it and he asked the question as if it doesn't know about the camel. Likewise, camel replied in the same way, and it says that I am the sheep of the desert. And then he asks, who are you? Same like the lion. Next dialogue, children. Lion, don't you know me? I am the king of the forest. Camel, are you? Oh, I see. Lion, frowning. Children, do you know the meaning of frowning? Frowning means to show you are serious or angry. In Hindi we say त्योरी चढ़ा हुआ, भौहें तनी हुई. You call yourself the sheep of the desert? How can you be a sheep? You're an animal. Then children, when camel says that I am the sheep of the desert, and then after the lion says that don't you know me, I am the king of the forest, then camel replied, oh, are you? Oh, I see. Acha, acha. Then lion frowning means it's very serious that you call yourself the sheep of the desert. You are the sheep. How can you be a sheep? That because you are an animal. So how can you be a sheep? Children, take out page number 102. Then camel, look at my feet. They are thick and padded. The hot sun doesn't burn them. Lion, my feet are padded too. Thorns don't prick them, and I can run 80 kilometers an hour. Yes, children. The camel shows its feet to the lion and talks about its feet that they are thick and padded, and then sun doesn't burn. Like the lion replied, yes, my feet are padded too. Padded means, children, the word padded is, it means very comfortable, and when they walk or run, no, uh, we can't hear any sound. And children, lions are very fast in running, children. As you all know that it runs 80 kilometers an hour, and it's true, children, they are very fast. But the camel replies in well mannered, children, that it says that's that is true. You can run 80 kilometers an hour in the forest, but can you run even a mile on the hot sand? Now lion is not sure. That's why it replies, lion, maybe not, but. So children, here you have read kilometers and the word mile. Kilometers and mile both are the measure of length, and they are the measure units of length. Kilometer, usual thing, as you all know that we measure the length in kilometers. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. Sometimes your friend asks about the length from your house to school, then you say it's 2 kilometers from here or 5 kilometers from here. Likewise, mile. Mile is also a measure unit of length, and 1 mile means, children, 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometer. It means you have walked or run 1 mile, it means you run 1.6 kilometer. So children, then camel challenges the lion that it's very true that you can run 80 kilometers an hour in the forest, but can you run even a mile? If you are very courageous, can you run even a mile on hot sand? Can you run? Then lion says, no, not sure. Now lion is not sure about it. Then the camel says, camel, interrupting means disturbing, and you can't live without water for a week. Can you, lion? No, I can't. I need water every day. But don't tell me you can do without water. So children, camel says, okay, children, okay, lion, you can run. It's okay. Now, can you live without water just for a week? Can you? Then now lion is not sure about it. It says that no, I need water every day. I can't live without water for a week. But don't tell me that you can live without water. I think that you are boasting, the lion says. But actually the camel is not boasting. The camel is talking the reality. And the camel says that. What camel says, children? Read, everyone. Camel. Yes, I can. There are no rivers or lakes in a desert. But that doesn't bother me. I can drink 200 bottles of water at a time. 200 bottles means, children, 200 liters. Here you see bottles in your house, children, and you bring it in the school, children. Approx, children, if you measure it, 1 bottle means approx 1 liter. It means it can drink 200 liters of water at a time. That the camel says to the lion that yes, I can drink 200 bottles of water at a time, and then I can survive, or I can live easily for a week. Okay, children, take out page number 103. Camel, smiling. So I am. Pardon me, children. Read once again. Camel smiling. So I am, but people call me the sheep of the desert. I can walk across the desert even on a hot afternoon. The sand burns, but it doesn't bother me. Now, children, camel smiles. So I am. That's why the people call me the sheep of the desert. I am the only one means of transportation in the desert. And if you have to cross the desert, you need me. That's why the people call me the sheep of the desert. Why? Because I can walk across the desert even on a hot afternoon. If you walk in the desert, the sand burns your feet, but it doesn't bother me. Why? Because I have thick and padded feet and I can walk, even run easily. Lion. I can't believe it. Camel. Can you walk across a desert? Lion blinking. No, I can't. But I can run in the forest. Blinking, children, blinking means to shut your eyes and open again very quickly. So, children, now the camel challenges the lion. Can you cross the desert? Lion blinking. Means, children, it blinks its eyes and says, no, 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 I can't. But I can run in the forest. But the camel challenges it to walk or run in the sand, on the sand, or in the desert. But lion doesn't take this challenge. That's why it says, no, I can't. But I can run in the forest. It gives another situation. Camel with disdain. Disdain means, children, the feeling that somebody or something is not good enough to be respected. Then camel sees with disdain. Oh, now you are not competent for desert. And it says, children, every animal can do that. I alone can run on the sand. I can run on sand at 25 kilometers an hour. Then, children, camel says, what you say? It is true about many animals. Many animals can run as fast as you can, and some runs faster than you. But I am the only animal that can do that. I alone can run on the sand, and no other animal can run on sand. I can run on sand at 25 kilometers an hour, and that is my achievement. And no one can run faster than me or nearer me on sand. I am the only animal, or I am the unique animal, that camel says. Lion, wonderingly, how can you do that? Now lion is in surprise. How can you do that? It asks. Take out everyone page number 103. Lion, really? You must have a big stomach. Camel proudly, yes, I have a big stomach. I can store water for a week. I can store food for 2 weeks even. Then children, lion asks about its stomach. And then camel says proudly, this, yes, I have big stomach and I store many things at a time. Like I store water for a week and I can store food for more than 2 weeks. And that is my achievement. And then I can live for many days in the desert area without taking water and food. Lion, showing a lot of interest. Do you store food in your stomach? Now children, the lion has the curiosity about knowing many things about the camel. Then it asks that, do you store food in your stomach? Actually, the lion doesn't know about it, that where it stores its food. Then camel replies, Camel, no, I don't. I store it in my hump. Hump, you know children, I have told you earlier that it's a large round lump. For example, on the back of an animal. It's a large round shape, children, and it is usually for storing the food items. Some animals stores their food in the parts of their body for their next days so that it can survive anywhere very easily. Then camel says that, children, I eat a lot of food at one time, then I don't need to eat for a fortnight. That, children, the camel says that if I take a lot of food at a time, then I am free and then I don't think about eating for about a fortnight. Children, here is the word fortnight. One fortnight means, children, do you know? One fortnight means 15 days. Yes, children. One fortnight means, children, 15 days. So, it stores its food for 15 days, children. Lion, that's interesting. But what do you eat? Camel, I eat leaves, but there are no trees in the desert. Lion, what do you eat there? Camel, there are thorny bushes in the desert. I eat the thorns. The thorns don't prick my thick tongue. And children, it is also one of the salient feature of the camel that the camel's thick tongue is not pricked by any thorns, and it can eat the leaves of any plants in the forest. Actually, there are no trees in the forest, children. There are bushes, and bushes are full of thorns. But camel eats them very easily. That's because its thick tongue. Lion, how funny. Camel, Mr. King of Forest, please come with me to the desert. Now, children, lion is impressed by the camel. Then it says, how funny. Then camel gives a proposal to the king of the forest that please come with me and please visit the desert. Lion, no, I'd better not. I can't walk on burning sand. I can't store food and water, and I can't eat thorns. Goodbye and good luck, Mr. Sheep of the Desert. Now Lion says that I'm okay in the forest. I can't walk on the burning sand, so I okay, and I have not the capability of storing food and water. That's why goodbye, Mr. Sheep of Desert, and good luck. And children, it's a very beautiful lesson written by S.K. Ram. And children, in this story, in this chapter, you read about the features of a camel, how a camel survives easily in the desert where no one survives, where everyone has a lot of difficulty in living there, but camel lives very easily in the desert areas, and that's why it is called the sheep of the desert. Okay, children? So there are some new words. Everyone read these new words with me. Sheep of the desert, miles, king of the forest, sand, thorns. Now new words with meanings, children. Sheep of the desert, another name for a camel. Miles, a measure of length. As I told you earlier, 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. King of the forest. It's another name for a lion. Sand, very small grains of rock. Thorns, a small sharp pointed tip. Okay, children, now we move to the exercise section, and first reading is fun. And the first question, why is the camel called the sheep of the desert? Answer, camel is called the sheep of the desert because he can walk on the burning sand easily. And then he can live without food and water in the desert for many days. Note it down, children. Question 2. For how many weeks can a camel store food in its hump? And the answer is a camel can store food for 2 weeks in its hump. Question 3. What does the camel eat in the desert? A camel eats thorny bushes in the desert. Now question 4. Choose the right answer. A. Name the sheep of the desert, and options are a lion, crab, C. animal, C. camel, and D. tiger. And the correct option is, children, camel. Question B. Name the king of the forest. And options are a lion, owl, C. monkey, D. crocodile. And correct option is, children, A. lion. Question C. The feet of the camels are A. thick and padded, B. long and fat, C. thick and fat, D. thick and padded. And correct option, thin and padded. And the correct option is, children, thick and padded. D. There are no rivers or lakes in plains, B. mountains, C. plains, D. Deserts. And the correct option is, children, deserts. D. Deserts. E. At a time, a camel can drink A. 200 bottles of water, B. 400 bottles of water, C. 100 bottles of water, and D. 300 bottles of water. And the correct option is, children, 200 bottles of water. Okay, children. Question F. A camel stores food in its A. stomach, B. hump, C. legs, D. lips. And the correct option is hump. B. hump. 5. Make as many words as you can from within the given words. Now the words given are, children, roaring, and use the spelling, and you can make word in, ran, roared. Likewise, answer 1, frowning, in, frog, and draw. 3 words. 3, blinking, and the words in, link, king. Likewise, 4, wonderingly. Words are wonder, ring, and on. Now, children, what we have to do, match the pictures with the words given. And children, first mane, then paw, then hoop, then beak, then feet, then whiskers, then fins, and then tusk. And now let's write, children. Look at the goats in the picture and write about them, children. You can see 3 pictures. First, both the goats are in front of one another. Then second, they have started quarreling, and third, they fell down in the river. Okay, children. So the answer is, first, 2 goats were coming from opposite sides. They came on a bridge made on a river. Both asked each other to move back. No one was ready to move back. Second, both started fighting. Third, and both fell in the river. Okay, children? Now team time. Find out which animals live in. So first question, icy cold regions. And the animals are tiger and bear. Second, hot wet region. Answer, tiger and elephant. Third, dry and hot regions. Camel. So children, that's all for today. And do your work and exercise properly, children. That's all for today. Thank you, children.